In the quiet little town of Meadow Creek, nestled among rolling hills and babbling brooks, lived a cat named Leo. Now, Leo wasn't a fancy breed with a long pedigree. He was a simple tabby, with stripes of brown and gray, big green eyes, and a habit of finding the sunniest spots for his afternoon naps. To most, he was just an ordinary cat, living an ordinary life with his human family, the Millers, and so on. His days were a comfortable routine of chasing dust bunnies under the sofa, purring on Mr. Miller's lap in the evenings, and occasionally watching the birds from the windowsill with a twitch of his tail. Life was peaceful, predictable, and perfectly pleasant. Leo loved his quiet corner of the world, where the biggest excitement was usually the mailman arriving, or the enticing smell of chicken roasting in the oven. He was content, a small, furry part of a happy, loving home. Little did anyone know, this ordinary tabby cat was about to do something truly extraordinary. One Tuesday night, a stillness fell over Meadow Creek. The moon was a sliver in the dark sky, and the only sound was the gentle hum of the refrigerator. The Miller family, Mr. and Mrs. Miller, and their two children, Lily and Tom, were all fast asleep in their beds. Leo was curled up in his favorite spot at the foot of Lily's bed, dreaming of chasing mice in a field of catnip. But something was wrong. A strange smell, sharp and acrid, began to cut through the familiar scent of laundry detergent and old books. It was the smell of smoke. Downstairs, a faulty wire in an old lamp had sparked. The spark caught a curtain, and in moments, a small flicker of flame began to grow, greedily consuming everything it touched. The smoke, thick and black, crept silently up the staircase, a sinister fog invading the peaceful home. The smoke detectors, unfortunately, had dead batteries, their silent plastic faces offering no warning of the impending danger. Leo's sensitive nose twitched. The smell was unfamiliar, and it made his fur stand on end. He opened his eyes, blinking in the darkness. A haze was filling the room, making it hard to see. A primal instinct, a deep-seated fear of fire, gripped him. His first thought was to hide, to find a safe, dark place under the bed, and wait for the danger to pass. He was just a small cat, after all. What could he do? He could feel the floor vibrating slightly, and a low crackling sound was growing louder from downstairs. Fear coiled in his stomach, cold and heavy. But then he looked at Lily, sleeping soundly, her chest rising and falling in a gentle rhythm, completely unaware of the peril surrounding her. He thought of Tom in the next room, of Mr. and Mrs. Miller down the hall. This was his family. They gave him food, warmth, and endless chin scratches. They were his whole world, and his world was in danger. In that moment, something shifted inside Leo. The fear was still there, but something else rose to meet it. Courage. It wasn't a grand, sweeping bravery, but a small, fierce determination. He couldn't just hide. He had to do something. Shaking off his fear, he leaped from the bed. The smoke was thicker near the floor, and it stung his eyes and made him cough. He ignored the discomfort and ran out of the room, his paws padding silently on the carpet. He went straight to Mr. and Mrs. Miller's bedroom. The door was slightly ajar. He squeezed through the gap and jumped onto their bed. He started meowing, but his usual soft chirps came out as desperate, raspy cries. They didn't stir. He pushed his head against Mrs. Miller's cheek, nudging her urgently. Nothing. He then scrambled over to Mr. Miller's side and began batting his face with his paws. His claws carefully retracted, but his intent clear. Finally, Mr. Miller groaned and squatted weakly in his sleep. "Leo, stop it," he mumbled. But Leo didn't stop. He meowed louder, a desperate, guttural sound he had never made before. The smell of smoke was stronger now, and Mr. Miller's eyes finally fluttered open. Confusion turned to panic as he saw the haze filling his room. "Fire!" he yelled, shaking his wife awake. "Honey, wake up! The house is on fire!" While they scrambled out of bed, Leo was already gone. He raced to the kids' rooms. He burst into Tom's room first, repeating his frantic meowing and nudging until the boy woke up, coughing from the smoke. Then, he raced back to Lily's room. By now, the smoke was so thick it was like moving through a dark, suffocating cloud. He found Lily still asleep and repeated his life-saving routine, meowing and nudging until her eyes opened, wide with fear. The family, now fully awake and terrified, gathered in the hallway. "Follow me. Stay low," Mr. Miller shouted, leading them towards the back staircase, away from the worst of the flames. They stumbled through the smoke-filled house, coughing and gasping for air. Mr. Miller led the way, with his wife right behind him, each holding a child's hand. As they reached the back door and burst out into the cool night air, they turned to make sure everyone was safe. Lily, Tom, Mom, Dad, but someone was missing. "Where's Leo?" Lily cried, her voice choked with tears and smoke. They looked back at the house, now engulfed in angry orange flames, windows shattering from the intense heat. Their hearts sank. It seemed impossible that a small cat could have made it out of that inferno. Just as despair began to set in, they heard a faint meow. They spotted a small, soot-covered figure crawling out from under a bush near the porch. It was Leo. He was covered in black soot. His fur was singed, and he was coughing uncontrollably. But he was alive. Lily ran to him, scooping him up into a tight hug, sobbing with relief. The fire department arrived soon after, their sirens wailing through the night. They managed to save the structure of the house, but the inside was destroyed. The Millers had lost their home and almost all their possessions. But as they stood huddled together on the lawn, wrapped in blankets provided by a neighbor, they knew they hadn't lost what was most important, each other, and they had their little hero to thank for it. News of Leo's bravery spread like wildfire fun, intended throughout Meadow Creek. He became a local celebrity. The town newspaper ran a front-page story with the headline, "Feline Hero Saves Family from Blaze." He was given a special Medal of Valor from the local fire chief and a lifeline supply of his favorite tuna treats from the pet store. But for Leo, the greatest reward was curling up on a new, borrowed blanket, surrounded by the family he had saved. He was still the same ordinary tabby cat, but everyone now knew that inside that small, furry body beat the heart of a true hero. His story became a beloved town legend, a powerful reminder that courage isn't about size or strength. It's about love and the incredible things we can do for those we hold dear. And sometimes, the greatest heroes are the ones quietly purring by our side. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, comment this video, and subscribe Studio Unsnuffed, and hit that notification bell for more amazing tales. In the grand relativity of time, our paths will cross again, and I'll see you next time.